Here. Okay, hi guys. Alright, we're gonna get this nice and set up. If you're watching the recording of this, go ahead and skip to like 4 minutes in. Alright guys, let's get this all good. Alright, I'm gonna get my pillows. That's important. Alright, hi. Okay, sweet. Alright, I'm just gonna like camera check with my whole yoga mat. If you can hear me commenting and telling me that you can hear me, it would be sweet. That being said, if you can't hear me, also let me know. Both of which I'd really appreciate knowing. Okay, can I be back here? The top of the mat. Okay. We're gonna, actually no. We're gonna just keep the camera as it is. We'll just avoid the back of the mat. Okay. And then we can watch. Okay, sweet. Oh, thank you, honey. Okay, so, alright, cool. We have 3 minutes. Hi, guys. For those of you who haven't met me before or practiced with me before, I am MacKenzie. All you're gonna need is 2 pillows. If you don't have a yoga mat, you don't need it. You can do this on your bed, on your couch if your couch is big. But yeah. Oh, hi Jenny. Yeah, so today's class we're really going to be focusing a lot on the hips and opening up through the lower body, kind of getting our bodies to release any stress that we're holding on to and storing, and all the good stuff. Alright, sweet. So, oh wait, another 30 seconds. But yeah, get cozy. If you want to put on extra clothes, I would most definitely recommend that. This is not an active class in any way, shape, or form. This is to kind of ease you into bed. So your body is actually just gonna get colder and colder. So I would recommend at least wearing some socks. And you can have a blanket as well if you want. But the only thing you are going to need is just 2 pillows. It'll make all the difference. And yeah, again, if you guys can't hear me at any point or if you have any questions, just comment them. I'll try my best to check the screen regularly. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so just bringing your pillows to the top of your mat just so it's easy for you to grab them. You don't necessarily need them right now. I'm going to personally lay my head down on this pillow because the pillow is a little bit comfier than the floor. And just laying down onto your stomach. You can just put your head over to whatever ears feels more natural, more comfortable. Arms can be long by your side or hands can be underneath the head just to support the face. Honestly, it's just whatever feels better for all of these poses tonight. There's no one variation that's better than the other. There's just going to be one that feels natural and feels better in your body. So taking that time to play around with it, see what feels good. And then from here, you're going to start to put a bend into the right leg. And if that is enough action for your quad, just go ahead and just stay there. Other option for those seeking more sensation is to grab the right foot with your right hand and then maybe start to pull the heel a little bit closer towards the right glute. Taking a moment here, just go ahead and close the eyes. Starting to bring your awareness more into the space, more into your body. Feeling that opening through the front of the right leg. Feeling the sensation of the right thigh being pressed against the mat or your bed. And then letting your awareness travel out of the right leg and just to the other parts of the body. Feeling your ribs press down into the floor. The heaviness of your left leg. Softening through your neck, let the head become heavy here. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, feel the belly press against the mat. And a slow breath out. Another deep breath in. And a relaxing, effortless breath out. Starting to just switch and make our way into the other side, you'll release the right foot long. If your head is turned onto the left ear, turn your head in the other direction. Put a bend into the left leg, and then maybe you grab the left foot with your left hand. Keeping in mind that your left thigh might feel a little bit different to your right. If this leg is a little bit tighter, then you might choose to not have the left hand grabbing that foot. Taking your time to find some ease here. Going through the same processes on this side that we did on the other. Letting your awareness come in through the front of the left leg. Feel that openness and that stretch. Feeling the left fingertips around the left foot. Maybe you can soften a little bit more through your hands, finding ease through each finger. Comparing how this side feels compared to the other. Seeing if there's any micro adjustments you can make to have the body feel a little bit more comfortable here. Starting to release your left foot back down. Legs go long, and you'll just press your way up to all fours. Now, to be frank, I'm basically going to put one of the most uncomfortable poses we're doing tonight at the very beginning of practice, just so that it's done and we've done it. So we're going to be coming into our lizard lunge. So taking one of your pillows, I'm going to slide that to about halfway through your mat. You're going to step your right foot forward, so your right foot is on the outside of both of your hands, and then your left knee is just going to be resting on your pillow. It might feel more comfortable for you based on the literal shape of your knee to keep your back toes tucked. So playing with both of those options, just seeing how that feels. If you need a little bit more cushion here, maybe you fold that pillow in half that's underneath the back knee. If it's just way too much sensation or pain on the back knee, you can tuck the back toes and keep the back knee lifted. But your other options, if this is a little bit too much this early on in the practice, you can start to walk the hands forward towards and onto your right thigh, and then pull the hips back so that your left hip is stacked directly on top of your left knee. But only try to stack the hips on top of the knees if having the hands forward and on the mat just feels like a little bit too much. And once you get settled, just go ahead and close the eyes. Bringing your awareness back to the breath. Taking a nice slow inhale in. And a slow exhale out as your body melts into this pose. Are hip flexors can be especially tight after a full day of just sitting, because when we're just like sitting or keeping our knees a little bit closer to our chest, our hip flexors have a tendency to get a lot tighter. So we're just doing this to open it up in the opposite direction, kind of reverse whatever day or maybe month we've all been having. Feeling the sensations that are coming up through the front of the left hip. As you breathe in, imagine that breath going directly to the left hip. And as you exhale, let the body soften, giving into this pose, give into gravity. Allow yourself to simply be soft here. And from here, we'll start to make our way into the other side. So start by moving your right leg back. You might move your pillow over towards the right side of your mat. And then start to step your left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. So both of your hands are on the inside of your left foot. Now immediately you might be feeling that difference between the left knee and the right knee. Again, your options to have a little bit more padding underneath the knee if you need it. You can maybe tuck your back toes, or if it's all in all too much for the knee, you can just lift the back knee up, make this lunge a little bit more active. Still getting that opening through the hip flexor. And if the right side is feeling a little bit tighter than the left side and you want to bring the chest up and pull the hips back, know that is completely up to you. Really practicing on listening to your body in this pose and being, just honest with your response. If your body's telling you that, this is a little bit too much, that your back knee is killing you, or that it's too deep of an opening, then honor that and just change your variation. We tend to have the mentality that pushing ourselves past our limits is a good thing, and for some things, maybe sure, but with yoga, not so much, because when our body's kind of coming up onto that edge, we just need to not overstretch ourselves or get injured. So honoring if you need to come out of this, or if you can go deeper. Once again, comparing the right side to the left. Is this side a little bit more open, a little bit more closed? Or just giving you all in all just completely different sensations in other parts of the leg? And starting to make our way out of this pose. Good job, you guys, coming onto all fours. In my opinion, that is gonna be the most uncomfortable pose we have to do all night. So I just figured we'd get it out of the way nice and early. From here, we're gonna make our way into our child's pose. So big toes come to touch, and you'll just send hips to heels as you lay the chest down. Again, you have an option to take the pillow underneath the torso, especially if this is feeling like a little bit too much sensation on the upper body. Adding those pillows can give you a little bit more support, make this pose just a little bit less intense on the hips, on the knees. And you might find that the longer you're in this pose, maybe the more you can take away those extra pillows, or you can have the opposite, where the longer you're here, you might need a little bit of extra support. But taking your time to get settled, you can have your arms extended to the top of your mat, maybe arms long by your side. Returning to this pose that we call our home base. Starting to notice the breath once again. Feeling how as you breathe in and the stomach expands, that it presses against both legs. Scanning your body for the different sensations. Feeling both knees pressed down on the floor. Feeling the toes touch. Trying to soften out through your legs, through your fingers, through your toes. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. And from here, we're going to start to add a twist. So if your arms aren't going to the top of your mat, go ahead and extend them long. And from here, you're going to thread the left arm underneath the right and let the left shoulder come down to the mat. Head rolls over onto the left ear. Taking that moment to get settled. Remembering your options to grab those pillows and place them under your head if you want it. If you're looking for additional shoulder opening, you can take your right arm and wrap it around your back, getting a nice little half bind. And then starting to unwind, re-extend the right arm straight and the left arm straight. And then just make your way directly into the other side. Thread your right arm underneath. If you took the half bind on the right side, go ahead and even it out here, taking the left arm behind the back. Starting to unwind, allowing both arms to extend back to the top of your mat. Taking a moment to pause here. feeling out the sensations of each shoulder. And as you're ready, slowly just start to take a seat at the back of your mat. Let your legs come out in front of you. I'm gonna check the time. Okay, sweet. So from here, taking one of your pillows, you're just going to just slide it underneath the hips, give you a little bit of a comfier cushion. And honestly does help to elevate the hips so you can get a better reach. Spreading your legs nice and wide as feels comfortable. If getting them to do a 180 feels like you're tearing in half, then please don't do it. Honor what it is your body's telling you, even if your legs look a little bit more like this. Whatever feels natural and feels better in your body, just roll with it. That's what will be good for your yoga practice. And then from here, we'll start with my right side. So inhale, you'll reach the left arm up and take it over towards the right foot. Now from here, this can be a really big opening, and my hand is way in the air, and it is not gonna reach my right foot anytime soon, which is perfectly okay. My right forearm is just resting on my right calf to give me a little bit of support. If it feels more natural for you to have your right hand grounded onto the floor, feel free to do that. But reaching up and over, try to keep the left shoulder rolled back to keep the chest nice and open and to prevent this kind of rolling in action. By keeping the chest nice and open, we can get a deeper side body stretch. And you're reaching out through the left fingertips, but still allow that left hand to be gentle and soft. Remembering that we're just trying to get ready for bed and not wake the body back up. It might feel better to take the gaze down towards your right leg. And then just starting to come back up through center, taking a moment to pause between the left and the right side, closing the eyes. Taking a deep breath in, take note of the sensations in your left side body and your right side body. And then as you're ready, just start to take the left forearm down towards the left leg. Inhale, reach the right arm nice and high and start to just reach over. See, now on this side you can most definitely see there is plenty of space between my right hand and my left foot. That's way over there. But just reaching as far as feels comfortable. Approaching your edge, but again, not crossing it. Closing the eyes. As we close the eyes, we're able to just check in with how the body's feeling and not focus so much on how it's looking. If it feels better for you to let the head turn down towards the left leg, towards the floor. Starting to feel the weight of the left leg compared to the right. Feeling both heels ground down into the mat. How the left hip might feel a little bit heavier than the right now. Taking a deep breath in. Soften on your exhale, let the arm become softer, relax through the fingers, relax through the right shoulder. And then inhale, just start to bring the body back up through center, guide the legs back together to close, stay seated on your pillow. And then just starting to just cross the legs like this. Take a moment, close the eyes, sitting up nice and tall. Breathing into both side bodies. And as you're ready, keeping your legs as they are, you're going to just start to walk the hands forward, and you might wiggle the hips back a little bit. And then just try to get your head a little bit closer to the floor. This is where a second pillow might be a little bit more comfortable. Something for you to rest your head on. Maybe folding it in half, especially if there's a lot of space between your torso and the floor. And then as you get settled, bring your awareness towards giving into gravity, relaxing here and releasing. Allow the shoulders to soften away from the ears. Allow the arms to become heavy, relaxing all the way out through the palms of your hands, through each fingertip. Let your head be heavy here. Relax your forehead, and let your tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Slowly, you'll just start to sit the torso up just enough so that you can switch which leg's in front. So if your left leg was in front, then you'll just move it so the right leg is. And then just go ahead and melt the torso back down. You might find that folding over on one side is easier. That one leg feels a little bit goofy being in front of the other. Slowly starting to sit up, easing your way out of this. Take a moment, straighten out the legs, give the knees a break. You might shake the legs out a little bit. And then as you're ready, we're going to come for another hamstring stretch. So putting a bend into your left leg, sole of your left foot's going to come to the inside of your right thigh. And then from here, your inhale, you'll reach the arms up, and then exhale, fold the body forward. Now, if you have really open hamstrings, this might feel awesome and easy as, and if you don't, take that other pillow, fold it in half, and slide it underneath the right knee so that you can bend the leg but still have that support. And by no means does the chest have to all the way touch the right thigh. As long as you're getting some opening through the right hamstring, that's all we're looking for in this pose. So if you choose to stay directly seated up because that's enough sensation for you, that's perfectly fine as long as you're just listening to your body. Starting to make your way out of this pose. Sitting the chest back up. Starting to just switch legs out. Take a moment to extend the left leg and pause with both legs straight. Feeling the difference between the back of the right leg and back of the left leg. And as you're ready, start to bring that bend into the sole of the right foot. And then starting to fold your body forward. Again, those options to place that pillow underneath the left knee. Slowly starting to sit up as you're ready. Removing the pillow from underneath the left leg. From here, we'll make our way back onto all fours. From here, we're going to come into our half pigeon. If you have a different variation of pigeon in your practice that you prefer to take, please feel free to go there. Otherwise, the rest of us will just start to pull that right knee forward and then sink the hips down towards the mat. Now taking at least one of your pillows, you're going to just slide it underneath the right hip so that that right hip has a little bit more cushioning and support. If you're here and your right hip is significantly higher up into the air, just fold that pillow in half to give yourself a little bit bigger of a makeshift block. Now with your front leg, you can have as big of a bend through the right knee as you'd like, as feels natural. You can choose to have your right shin parallel with the top of the mat. That will give you the most intense variation. So to bring sensation out, just add a bigger bend to the right knee. Take a moment to peek back at your left leg and make sure that your left foot is in line with your left hip and not going way out towards the left side of the mat. And you can choose to stay here on your hands if that's what feels good, or if you have any crunching in your low back, or you'd like a little bit more sensation. Just start to fold the body forward onto your other pillow and get nice and cozy here. You might wiggle the hips around a little bit again when she gets settled. Taking your time to get relaxed here. If this pose is really uncomfortable on your front knee, come onto your backs for the other variation. With your right leg crossed over your left knee and your left hands wrapped around the left calf. But if your knee feels fine, then feel free to just stay in the half pigeon. out. Coming back onto your hands. If you're on your back, just go ahead and stay there. But for those of you returning to all fours, just take a moment to pause, feeling the right side versus the left side. And then as you're ready, start to pull your left knee forward and sink your hips down towards the mat. For those of you who are on your backs, just go ahead and just switch which calf is lifted off the ground. Taking the same amount of time to get set up here, take one pillow and slide it underneath the left hip to give the pelvis a little bit more support. And then taking your other pillow, start to just recline down. Floating to make your way out of this pose. Letting your legs swing out in front of you. Everyone's going to just make their way onto their backs. You might choose to grab both of your pillows and take them to the back of your mat just so you have something to slide into your head. But from here, your inhale, you'll pull both knees into the chest. Your right hand is going to grab for the outside of your right foot, and your left hand's going to grab for the outside of your left foot. And as you exhale, let the hands guide both soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, pulling your knees farther apart in either direction and pulling them down towards the mat. Feeling your tailbone press down into the ground. Feeling the heaviness of your shoulders, of your skull. If holding onto the feet is causing too much strain in the shoulders and in the neck, just take the hands behind the backs of the thighs. starting to release. You'll just let the arms and legs go along to the bottom of the mat, taking at least one of your pillows. Slide it underneath the knees as you gently bend the legs. Letting your arms go long. Let your body start to get heavy here. Our final pose together where the only thing you have to do here is give in to gravity. Starting to let your awareness travel throughout the body. Feeling your own physical presence in the room. Giving awareness to whatever muscles are giving you more sensation, more openness. Softening on your exhales. You can choose to stay in this Savasana for as little or as long as you'd like. Your Savasana might just be going straight to sleep. Again, my name is MacKenzie, so thank you for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, just comment them and I'll get back to you. Thank you.